This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we're going to speak with a local doctor who remembers his time with Muhammad Ali. Hello everyone, I'm Ken Kara telling you that you can watch FYI in beautiful high definition on Service Electric Cablevision channel 513. Regardless of how or where you're watching, thank you for your time. Here's our headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Over the weekend, the news broke that legendary boxing champion Muhammad Ali died at the age of 74. Ali won the heavyweight boxing title a record 3 times during his career. And while many know of his fame, you may not know that he had close ties to our area. Today, our Lisa Sugart sat down with world-renowned heart surgeon Dr. Victor F. Greco Sr. Dr. Greco got a call from his longtime friend Booty Beltrami back on Christmas Day of 1973. Asking if he could bring the, quote, champ over to see him. Surprised by the call, Dr. Greco said yes. He picks up the story, explaining the reason behind that unexpected visit.
He said, well, he says, I can't punch anymore. And he said, I have the second Joe Frazier fight coming up. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, I just came back. He said, I was fighting in Indonesia. It was a non-title fight with his champion of Indonesia. And he says, I was hitting him with the insides of my gloves because I couldn't punch because of the pain across the knuckles of both hands. And he said, at first he thought the other fighter thought that Muhammad was just teasing him and fooling around with him. But he finally realized there was something wrong with him. Then he started to bear down on me. And he says, you know, if I wasn't as swift as a butterfly, he said, dancing around, I'd have gotten real trouble. And of course, he survived the fight. And he realized he needed some treatment. And he stopped off in California, if I remember correctly, Mayo Clinic and University of Pennsylvania. And he still had the same problems. So I told him, okay, so I'll see what I can do. And so I called St. Joe's Hospital. The sister was supervised that afternoon, and I says, Sister, Dr. Greco, I'm bringing Muhammad Ali, the champ, up. I need some studies done, get the lab girls out and the x-ray girls out. And she says, Dr. Greco, quit kidding. She says, it's Christmas Day. I said, I know it's Christmas Day, but we have to get these studies done. Well, you know the grapevine in Hazleton, especially the hospital. By the time we get there, the corridors are filled with people. Oh. And as we go through the side entrance on 8th Street, everybody approaches him. He's busy signing autographs all the way down. Well, we got some studies, but the only thing I couldn't get on him was one that early morning urine. And I said, I need an early morning urine. He said, how am I going to get it to you? And Booty was very kind. He says, I'll have my pilot, Joe, go down and pick it up and with the helicopter fly it up. He says, we'll get it for you. I said, okay. So before he left, I told him, look, I said, I'm a very busy surgeon. I'll be very happy to help you, but you've got to do everything I tell you to do. I said, if you don't, we're through. You understand that? He said, yes. I said, then fine. Next day, I'm doing my surgery. In between the cases, the lab girl technician comes over, says, I have Muhammad Ali's report, and I look at it, and it's a perfectly normal urine. Something wrong. So I get on the phone, I call the camp. I said, Dr. Greco, I want to speak to the champ. So he gets on the phone. Yeah, Doc, what's the matter? I said, who the hell's urine did you send me? Mine. I said, it was like heck yours. I said, now, come on, you've got to be honest with me, because if you keep fooling around like this, I'm not treating you. I said, I'm not going to take this nonsense. So he started chuckling. It was one of my younger sparring partners. But how did you know? I said, you've taken too many blows to the body and the kidneys to have normal urine without red blood cells in it and other evidence of damage. I said, that's how I knew. I said, I'll accept this misstep once, but you do it again, we're finished. And no, he said, I won't do it anymore. And he didn't. Everything I told him to do, he did. And of course, things progressed very well. And he responded to treatment because he was doing what I told him to do. And I'm sure the other doctors told him the same thing. And there was an excellent lesson in this, because after the fight, when he won with Frazier, and I asked him, I says, not immediately then, but after I'd seen him again, I said, tell me, how is it you listened to what I said? He said, I'm sure the other doctors you saw, the specialists, told you the same thing. He says, yes, but they didn't insist on it, so I didn't do it. He said, they were in awe of me because I was the champ. He says, to you, that didn't make a difference. And you told me early on, you do what I tell you to do or we're through. He said, we're no nonsense. He says, I followed through. I did exactly what you told me to do. But it was the same thing the other doctors told him what had to be done. And of course, he used to inject his knuckles every time he came up.
Dr. Greco would serve as Muhammad Ali's personal physician through 1980. We will have more of this special interview on a future edition of FYI. There is a need for a homeless shelter in Hazleton. That was the outcome of a 5-page report submitted by Neil Alberto, the Director of Catholic Social Services in Hazleton. The report is the result of a pilot homeless program which ran in the city from February 8th to May 8th. It showed that 69 unduplicated individuals were provided shelter. Overall, the shelter served approximately 80 people and averaged 12 to 14 visitors per night. The program now has an official name, the Divine Providence Shelter. Organizers are looking for more funding to continue it. You can read more about it in today's Standard Speaker or at standardspeaker.com. This past Friday featured wine and chocolate and plenty of art. There was a great turnout for downtown Hazleton's First Friday event. The first ever wine and chocolate walk was available for adults to enjoy different types of refreshments at numerous restaurants and businesses. At the Broad Street Pocket Park, kids had the opportunity to plant flowers. Meanwhile, the Hazleton Art League hosted the Hazleton One Community Center's first ever art show, and it sure was a success. The exhibit was entitled A Place Called Home, and it featured digital photographs produced by the young people of HIP. None of this would have been possible without photographer Jamie Pezzatine.
I had 5 weeks to teach 10 students photography. Some of these students never picked up a camera before, so this, we had our work cut out for us, but I worked with them. We met twice a week at the Hazleton One Community Center, and basically our project was to explore ideas of home. Honestly, I felt like this was not just a learning experience for them, it was a major learning experience for me. First and foremost, there is so much untapped talent in this area. It's unbelievable. Our young generation, they are creative and they need an outlet. They need to explore anything that gets their creativity flowing, and this project was something different for them. I know a lot of times, especially in schools now, you have drawing, you have painting, you have different creative outlets, but photography is kind of one of those things that's not always taught in school. So this was new for everyone, and it was a wonderful experience.
I learned a lot about art through the eye of photography with the teacher that I've heard about her, that she does stuff in the newspaper. And I just loved working with them. They were very inspiring, and they always told me that I could do more every day.
If you were unable to check out the exhibit, stop by the Hazleton Art League until June 12th, Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Commencement exercises continued over the weekend at 2 schools in our area. Family and friends filled the auditorium at the Weatherly Elementary Middle School as the class of 2016 officially graduated. 57 seniors received their diplomas, culminating their high school education at Weatherly. It also marked the 50th anniversary for members of the class of 1966 who were also recognized during the ceremony. Then on Saturday morning, diplomas were distributed to the members of the class of 2016 at Marion Catholic High School in hometown. The 83 seniors processed to the school gymnasium before a huge crowd. The ceremony was the last event for the graduates and for 2 sisters, Sister Bernard Agnes, the school's longtime principal and theology instructor, Sister Judy Trumbore. 2 of them, their order, Servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, announced last year that it no longer had the personnel to staff the school. Coming up next on FYI, I have your local weather forecast for the week, and in sports, I'll tell you the state playoff schedule for 3 of our local teams. Plus, Matt Hauser won the District 2 championship. He won 2 of them this school year. Find out where the Hazleton area standout will be running in college.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
High-intensity interval training is back at Core Fitness in Hazleton. Check out the new 8-week program of HIIT Boot Camp Steph Style. Classes are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. The camp begins June 20th. The cost is $165 with half due at sign-up and the remainder due the first day of class. But you can try it for free on June 10th, 15th, and 17th. Email hitsteph@gmail.com or call Steph at 570-582-5874 for more information, or you can stop in at Core Fitness at 711 West Broad Street in Hazleton.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Remember sitting in school on a nice day like today and just counting down the hours, minutes, and seconds to summer vacation? I do. Well, it's getting close for students at Hazleton Area High School and the Maple Manor Elementary Middle School. We may see some rain over the next 2 days, but the rest of the week looks pretty good. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, a slight chance of showers before 4 a.m. Our low will be 58 degrees. On Tuesday, 50% chance of showers with thunderstorms also possible afternoon. A partly sunny day, high of 72 degrees. At night, 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy, low of 50. And then on Wednesday, we're up to a 30% chance of showers, mostly after 2 p.m., partly sunny, high of 61. Wednesday night, 30% chance of showers, partly cloudy, low 45. Thursday, it clears up, mostly sunny, high of 65. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low 47. And then for our Friday, mostly sunny, we'll be up near 70 degrees. And at night, mostly cloudy, low of 52 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
Today we are very pleased to welcome to our studio Shana Stefanik. She is a brand new admissions representative for the McCann School of Business and Technology in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Thank you for coming here and congratulations on your new position.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now I understand they were already putting you to work right away because there is an open house coming up for McCann very soon.
Yes, actually it's going to be held on June 15th from 2 until 5 p.m. At our Humboldt location at 370 Maplewood Drive. We're going to have live interactive displays for our different programs. We're going to have a live welding demonstration. We're going to have live operating procedures. We're going to have our medical assistants performing, technique screenings that they do in the office. You'll be able to get a tour, see what we have to offer there at McCann, any information that you'd be interested in. You can meet with the program directors of each area. It's very exciting.
So that's nice because oftentimes you hear about programs but you don't know what they entail. So you're kind of getting a hands-on look about what you would be doing if you're a student there.
Yes, and that I believe that's what sets McCann aside from a lot of other facilities. That's the majority of our goals there with the students, is we want them to get the hands-on experience to be prepared for the field that they're going out into. And that's what we offer there at McCann.
So when they come in, they'll get to, browse around to see what the various things are, talk with people, and find out what it takes then to, actually apply and attend McCann.
Yes. We have, like you stated, I am an admissions rep. I'm new with McCann. So if you're interested in enrolling or finding out what the enrollment process entails, you could reach out to me. We do a thorough process. We want to make sure that McCann is the right fit for you, as well as you're the right fit for us, because we believe in, for seeing our students all the way through. We want them to graduate. We want you to be successful and enjoy what you do.
And you're looking for people of all ages to come out to this open house.
Absolutely. If you're fresh out of high school, or if you're at a stage in your life that you're looking for a career change.
So the open house, again, is taking place on Wednesday, June 15th. It's from 2 to 5 p.m., and that is at 370 Maplewood Drive in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Come on out and meet Shana. She will help get you started on the path to education and a great job.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Now here's a look at your midday winning lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 205, Pick 3 838, Pick 4 6279, and Pick 5 86164. Of course, they're from the Pennsylvania Lottery, not the Connecticut Lottery. When we come right back on FYI, we'll tell you what's going on in the state baseball and softball playoffs. Plus, we'll talk with Matt Hauser, District 2 300 hurdles champion.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Mother Nature moved the Axe Alta We Paint Winners 400 to this afternoon at the Pocono Raceway. Kurt Busch won the race with Dale Earnhardt Jr. taking second and Brad Keselowski taking third. And of course, Dino Alberto, our local motorsport journalist, will be here this week to break down today's race and talk about this weekend's Weatherly Hill Climb and so much more. Dino was up there at Pocono over the weekend. He also had reports for the Standard Speaker, and again, we'll hear from him later this week. The reigning District 2 cross-country champion is taking his crown with him to Wilkes University. Okay, Hazleton area's Matt Hauser didn't get a crown, but he does have a medal, and maybe he'll bring that with him to college next year. He could bring his gold medal from the District 2 track and field meet this spring. He won the 300 hurdles. He also won the overall cross-country championship in the fall. A versatile athlete, he was also a very good pole vaulter. Hauser is going to Wilkes to study mechanical engineering and run on the cross-country team. He talked with us about why he's interested in mechanical engineering and about the state track and field meet.
Ever since I was young, I found myself, taking things apart, figuring out how they work and putting them back together. So I just kind of came from there.
Nice. What's the first thing you took apart? Do you remember?
I don't know, it was always skateboards and bikes. I would always be outside working on my bikes, figuring out how the gears worked and everything inside. So that's what really started it. I went out there and I raced hard with some really fast guys. It was all around. It was just a really good experience.
Yeah, what was good about it? I mean, do you, as a runner, in general, with cross country, and that do you appreciate when you're in there? Like, wow, look at all the speed in this race.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty fast, and you get to states, and there's kids that are running 3 seconds faster than me, which is in that kind of race, it's a lot.
We'll have more information on where some other local athletes are going to be competing in college later on FYI on a future edition. 3 local teams are after state gold in baseball and softball, and all 3 are playing tonight. The Hazleton area softball team won the District 2/4 sub-regional championship last week at Wilkes University's field. While they're back there right now at the 5 o'clock hour, the Lady Cougars are up against Penn Manor, who finished second in District 3. The winner will go on into the quarterfinals on Thursday. The North Schuylkill baseball team is playing at Muhlenberg High School against Ole Valley. The winner there gets the winner of Devon Prep and Mass Charter. And Marion Catholic is playing Division I champ Christopher Dock in Pottsville in the Single A baseball playoffs. Ron Marchetti keeps an extremely busy sports week going right now with trivia treats.
The NBA Finals continue. Hi everybody, this is Trivia Treats on this first Monday in June. 75 years ago today, the New York Giants baseball team became the first team to use batting helmets during a doubleheader against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Comfortable in their new 1941 headgear at the plate, the Giants would lose both games 5-4 and 4-3. Exactly 30 years ago, Larry Bird's 29 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds helped the Boston Celtics beat Houston 114-97 in Game 6 to wrap up the Celtics' 16th NBA title and Bird's second NBA Finals MVP in 3 years. Coming closer to 1991, 25 years ago, the Chicago Bulls defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 108-101 to capture the NBA Finals in 5 games. Series MVP Michael Jordan scored 30 points and Scottie Pippen 32. It was the Bulls' first ever NBA championship in their 25th anniversary season in the league. 45 years ago today, in 1951, Philadelphia Phillies right-hander Rick Weiss fired a no-hitter against Cincinnati, and he punctuated his big day by hitting 2 home runs. And speaking of the Phillies, 34 years ago in 1982, the Phillies' Pete Rose collected hit number 3,772 in a game against St. Louis, moving him past Hank Aaron into second place on the all-time hit list. On this day in 1961, 55 years ago, Eddie Geidel, the midget who appeared for one at-bat in a 1951 baseball game for the St. Louis Browns, died in Chicago at the age of 36. And finally, also on this day in 1966, 50 years ago, Minnesota's Rich Rollins, Zoilo Perziles, Tony Oliva, Don Mincher, and Harmon Killebrew stunned Kansas City with the first ever 5-home-run inning in baseball history, en route to a 9-4 victory. 5 dingers in the same inning. Mother of God, a neat blast from the past a half-century ago today. And here's another one, locally. 44 years ago, at this time, Joey Madden of the Hazel High Mountaineers pitched a 4-1 win over Northampton at Rex Antonozzi Field on 22nd Street to give the Mounts the District 11 championship. The year was 1972. Have a good week. Till Monday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Mondays can be rough, but you can end them on a high note. Seafood night at Bottlenecks. Choose from crab, clam, shrimp, and lobster specials, such as their little neck clams in garlic butter, only $1.95 a dozen, or handmade crab cake platter for only $8.95.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. Lehigh Valley Health Network will be holding a free hands-only CPR class for the community on June 10th at 5:30. Class will be held at the Health and Wellness Center. More information or to register, call 570-501-6600. Next announcement, Holy Rosary Parish of Hazleton will be hosting a free community luncheon Saturday, June 11th from 10:30 a.m. to noon at Catholic Social Services in Hazleton. The parish would like to thank the Hazleton Rotary and the Weinberg Regional Food Bank. For info, just call 570-455-6390. And finally, tickets for the Shenandoah Sesquicentennial Dinner Dance to be held from 6 to 11 p.m. June 25th at the Columbia Host Company in Shenandoah are now available at the headquarters of the Revitalization Group, downtown Shenandoah Incorporated. All are welcome to attend. For info, just call 570-462-2060. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Ann E. Swankowski of Freeland. Mass is Thursday at 10 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. Friends may call Wednesday from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Q. Wilczek Funeral Home. Joyce L. George, formerly of Cunningham. Funeral is Wednesday at 11 a.m. from the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. Michael A. Giarrizzi Jr. of Hazleton. Funeral is Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Firo Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 5 to 8 p.m. And Margaret Demshock, formerly of Tresco. Funeral is Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Dorothy Meeks of St. Clair. Dorothy, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
An article on Time.com says Chewbacca mom has received over $400,000 in gifts. If you haven't seen the video yet online, give it a try. It's amazing. Candace Payne purchases a Chewbacca mask for herself and not her kids and really enjoys it. The video has over 150 million views and the mask has been flying off shelves. And finally, today marks the anniversary of D-Day, and we want to take a moment and thank everyone who made such a difference during World War II. Remember them, and of course, thank all of our veterans. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.